Welcome back. This video is going to be called Flat Earth Breaking Bad because something is not going right about the Flat Earth disclosure. Basically, that it's happening. But it seems to be falling down on division. This is unfortunate because I have to race through my Flat Earth testimony. I'll probably put up a full one another time. I was not a conspiracy theorist. I'm an educated person. I never was on the internet. Ever. I read books. I wrote with my hand. I was actually in school towards the end where we were still doing everything by hand and not really online yet. But about the age of 2011 or 12, 2012, I think I got my hands on a Graham Hancock's pyramid book. And a year later, I felt like I knew who built the pyramids. And I was Christian. And I had to sift through. The Lord was dragging me through. The book let the Lord guide me through. I had just come to start walking towards God. God was calling me, and it was part of my education. And toward Him was the alternative knowledge that you can find in the world that I had no privy to. I was a fully, down the middle scientist sort of person. I was never a big fan of space or NASA or anything. I'm like a physiologist type. And the idea that we didn't know how we built our oldest buildings totally turned me around. And I never looked at anything that was conspiracy related, as in 9/11, so to speak. But now I represent the generation of truthers who came to a flat earth before they even looked or questioned 9/11. I didn't look at a single 9/11 video until after I looked at flat earth, and I felt like I looked at the flat earth thing for months without looking at it. After I didn't look at it because I was fully satisfied with my alternative research, and I did not want to do any more. And flat earth was not, I was like, well, that's so far away, I don't even know why anybody would have that on YouTube. But the point is that even though I wasn't clicking on YouTube flat earth videos, guess what? YouTube kept feeding them to me until I clicked on them, and then I became a flat earther. So this is what I'm seeing now going on, is that when I first believed the earth was flat and came to understand it, to me it was almost like the gospel of Christ. There was no way that you could see that the earth was flat with a dome over it and not realize that all of human history was trying to get you to die in your sins. That to me was so plain. But I quickly realized that flat earth doesn't really lead to the gospel. I have a friend who I've known for maybe a year or more. He's a flat earther. We met and it was full-blown flat earth. And after some months, he just started saying stuff like, I don't believe in Jesus or whatever. And now, even though his whole flat earth cosmology was correct when I met him, now he doesn't think that there's a firmament. All of a sudden. Just to show you how, if you don't come all the way to the truth, man, you're just going to keep going in circles around and sides. And, it's a step. The truth is already laid. And it's like a step. It's like a stairway of stones. And you just go up them. And if you don't take the next step, you don't go up. You don't take the next step. You're just milling around where you were. Maybe go back. But there is nothing about the flat earth that will save anybody. Unless they already have it in their head that they can't get this globe idea to jive with the Gospels and the Bible. Because the Bible's a flat earth book. But so is the Quran. Okay? And what if the aliens come down and say, hey, look at the dome that we built when we made you guys. Think of all the Trekkies and sci-fi and Star Wars and comic book fans who would jump off of the globe and join the aliens under the dome. Right? these things here, these videos are all what me and some of my friends started doing. Once we were so on fire about the flat earth, we were like, we need to start talking. And the way you would do that, apparently nowadays, is just about Google Hangouts. And you all get, these are all 4 Google Hangouts. Now these were all in my, I took a screenshot. Because look at all these Google Hangouts of all these people talking about the flat earth. There's not a single topic on earth otherwise that had these people getting together and exposing it. This is going to catch like wildfire now. When I first, you feel like they're suppressing you constantly. And then you see this stuff. And then you see other hints here about some things. Where'd she go? This guy. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of flat earthers out there that are triangulated, so to speak. They're not working for God. So, this may lead to a real problem. Flat earth is going to break bad. It's going to break real bad. At first, it feels like it's going to be a litmus test for all truth. But right now, what we're sensing is kind of like what we all really would want, which is a grassroots revolution. But every time I see the revolution people, they got some indicator of a failed litmus test in my eyes. So, between the Vatican and scientists, you just got to think about, like, is the Vatican going to admit that the earth is flat? Is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Who's going to hold out? There's going to be a revolution. And the holdouts are going to define, the group of people that everybody joins up that says, no, we're not going to accept a flat earth. And that has to be something besides just practical observation. There has to be some rooted, already laid down adherence. And so it just seems right that somewhere in the world today already exists who the holdouts are going to be. We don't really know who's about to come out on the side of flat earth. Like we said, it could be aliens. When we believe that the end of flat earth just ends all the truth, and then we all know the earth is flat, and since we can see with practical reality where we really are, now we really know our history. But that's not true. 250 years ago, as far as I understand, the pyramids had white, granite, shiny faces in Giza, and gold tops, and shot light out from it like the Luxor. That's where they got the idea. And then the residents of Cairo looted it and took all those pieces and made a roof out of it, or a wall, or a decoration, or a piece of art, and they're all gone. 250 years ago. As if someone told them now is the time to bury history. So even though we might know where we live, there's a lot of history out there. And we all know there's technology that's hidden. So technologies that can end civilizations, fight wars that we don't have, flying machines. There's a whole Mars utopia in our past that we're never going to figure out, because this flat earth revolution is just going to steam right past it and bury it all on purpose, because they're trying to limit what we get to. I don't know if the other histories exist, but if we had a grassroots revolution, we wouldn't just end it, with flat earth, but that's unfortunately where it's going to stop. We would go into the Vatican and be like, pull all your books out. We want to see the Shroud of Turin, and we want to see the actual history of the world. We want to know if you're doing the weather. We're not going to get any of that stuff. They're still going to be spraying. They're still going to be doing alien deceptions. And then we go back into the Project Bluebeam, which is really being pumped up as going to be correlated with the disclosure or revelation of aliens, and probably about the time of the rapture. That's why they have aliens. They got to have some excuse as to where they went. And aliens will say, "Well, we took off all the idiots, and now it's just all you smart, evolved people. We put you on Earth to evolve." So when you come and realize that the people who have the oldest words came up with the flat earth cosmology, it looked like this. It's definitely not a globe. We also have this going on. This is very recent. This is headline says that students sent up a weather balloon and got a beautiful picture of the curve. This is the most highly doctored curve image I have ever seen in my entire life. It is better than, even though it's not, it's slightly degraded, but it's really good. This is really good. This is better than anything NASA's ever come out with, as far as I can remember. And this is just recent. So at the same time they're doing, pushing everything, letting us in, you can go in and listen and hear all these people suss it out. Not a single one of these people is a Christian, right? Not a single one of these people can tell you the Bible's a flat earth book or tell you all the other stuff about the Enochian cosmology and how it's all broken down. They're just going, yeah, it's flat. And then what? I don't know, man. It's kind of scary to me. It's kind of scary to me. There's clearly memes that are winning the day, and the flat earth memes are so solid. But like we know with Russia and everything else, they start telling us that, there's another pond and there's aliens over there. And they made both. We didn't make ours, they made theirs though, right? Of course. So this is the other thing people are saying is there's many ponds. Is it many domes? Or not? Or no dome? Because once you do this, you have no domes. That's where people go. The guy that's denying the firmament I told you about, and he thinks there's a bunch of ponds. I don't even know where people get this. I think this is just a scramble technique by the devil because there's no evidence for anything like this. Then there's this. These cards are weighty. People who don't know about them and then find them and go, wow, they start telling all this stuff? You gotta be kidding me. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. These cards don't show everything that they do. They just show the stuff that they want us to be pre-programmed for. Right? So this is, it's kind of, it feels like this. Right? A little too smart, a little too sharp, a little too on the point. This is off. This is not right. There's nothing that says anything like this. We're going to be divided. And I have to tell you that the people who are going to be doing all the beheading are going to be reading the Quran. And the Quran says it's a flat earth book. If you didn't know it was flat, and then you started to come to learn it was flat, and then some Quran walked up to you and was like, dude, it's in the Quran, you might go for that. And then at some point, if you don't, then they're going to kill you. Because that's how they roll. So there's a whole big war, and flat earth is going to be right smack dab in the middle of it. Don't get involved. Know the earth is flat. You're not moving. Don't be moved. Read the Bible. Read the book that tells you what the earth is. And don't be a hearer, be a doer. Believe, confess, and be baptized to receive the gift of the Holy Ghost. All this stuff, man, it's going to be confusing. It's going to be real confusing, especially when all this other stuff starts going down. You got to know just between you and God. People are going to feel a desire that needs to be fulfilled, a demand for authenticity with the globe earth. But don't stop, or the flat earth. Don't stop there. Get the hidden history, because they're going to use it against us and all these weapons they got, and they're going to reduce society back to rubble, and then bring out the aliens probably. Don't be deceived. Go get the truth and read it. Block out the TV and all the other words and all the other people talking, and just go to God. He'll make sure you're saved. Don't be a reader, be a doer.